What was expected to be just another routine media appearance for Meghan Markle quickly transformed into a public reckoning, courtesy of an unexpected and unflinching critique on Dan Wootton's widely listened-to podcast segment that aired that very morning. The royal sympathetic broadcaster, known for his bold commentary, sent shockwaves through Meghan's meticulously managed media image, placing the Duchess of Sussex in an unusually vulnerable and exposed position. No Netflix documentary, podcast episode, or public statement could have softened the blow that was delivered with surgical precision. Multiple sources inside the production studio confirmed that Meghan, watching the segment unfold remotely, was visibly shaken and even shed tears off camera, a rare glimpse of the raw emotion beneath her composed public facade. These tears, however, were not merely a response to harsh criticism. They were triggered by a pointed and searing comparison with none other than Katherine, Princess of Wales, the woman Meghan has long regarded as her royal counterpart and rival. "Stop comparing yourself to Princess Kate," Dan Wootton declared during the now infamous segment, his voice unwavering and firm. "She's everything you're not." This was no offhand remark. It was the culmination of years of tension, carefully chronicled interviews, public storytelling, and media narratives shaped by the Sussexes, all aimed at portraying Meghan as a misunderstood outsider battling the rigid establishment. Yet, Wootton had reached his limit with this narrative. With precision and clarity, he laid bare the gulf between perception and reality, drawing stark lines between duty and drama, elegance and entitlement, quiet strength and performative struggle, lines Meghan, in his view, consistently crossed to her detriment. Within the studio, producers were uncertain just how far Wootton intended to push his commentary. Those familiar with his forthright style were unsurprised by his candor, but even they recognized the unusual directness of this critique. "She's tried to transform the monarchy into her own personal performance platform," Wootton asserted. Unlike Kate, who embraces her role with humility and grace, Meghan constantly seeks the spotlight, even if it means overshadowing others. This was more than just a personal critique. Wootton backed up his assertions with detailed contrasts. The duo's behavior at public events, their interactions with royal staff, and their differing relationships with the British public. He pointed to landmark occasions like the Jubilee and the coronation, explaining how Kate's entrance into a room brings comfort and reassurance, while Meghan's presence often prompts unease and anticipation of conflict. The segment would have been notable even without Meghan's reaction, but what truly made it headline-worthy was how the Duchess responded. According to two production assistants present during the broadcast, Meghan was watching the show remotely and was already aware of Wootton's involvement, due to previous disagreements between them. Upon hearing his remarks, she broke down in tears, overwhelmed by the public nature of the condemnation. In a moment of clear distress, Meghan abruptly canceled a scheduled Zoom meeting related to her latest business venture, an audio branding firm designed to redefine female empowerment in media. Staffers present described her as visibly shaking and repeatedly asking, "Why is he doing this to me?" For Wootton, the solution was simple: accountability. He argued that Meghan had long enjoyed an almost unchecked platform in American media, using her story to cast herself as a victim of institutional neglect and internal royal betrayal. But this time, his message was not directed at her sympathetic supporters. It was aimed squarely at dismantling the carefully curated victimhood narrative. "She uses victimhood as a weapon," Wootton stated bluntly. "The reality is she never tried to fit within the system. Instead, she aimed to reshape it, on her terms and with the media as her stage." This segment has since reignited fierce debate about Meghan Markle's role and image both within and outside the royal family. Was Wootton's critique fair or overly harsh? Does Meghan's struggle reflect a genuine clash between tradition and modernity, or is it a calculated performance seeking public sympathy? The answers continue to divide audiences, but one thing is clear: Meghan's carefully maintained image of victimhood has taken a hit, and the public conversation around her has entered a new, more critical phase.